And we are live. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Node.js Technical Steering Committee meeting of the 22nd of March, 2023. I am live with my fellow colleagues from the Node.js Technical Steering Committee, and we have quite a little bit of an agenda today. So let's get started. So first thing first, we have our announcements. I have a few announcements to make. The first one is we are going to have a Node.js Conf IT. The Node.js Conf IT is back. This was the first Node.js conference ever, something like that, back in 2012, 2011 or 2012, something like that. And it's the CFP is open, and you know, it also has a nice old logo of Node, to be honest. So I'm really nostalgic at this point in time. So it's great. Please, if you want to speak there, just send a proposal, okay? And tickets will be open up for sale sooner rather than later. Second thing, this conference, very important note, this conference being held on the 30th of September. Then another, another conference that's dear to my heart, NodeConf EU is going to be back next year still, and we have the conference will be held still in Kilkenny, the usual location, between the 6th and 8th of November. And the CFP will be up sooner rather than later. So I think these will be pretty good two conferences. One is one day, one is a few days. Note that for the one in for NodeConf EU, we are James Nell and myself and the selection committee panel. And our intent is to have a good chunk of the agenda being composed of Node Core collaborators. So please, you are all welcome to apply. Then two other things come from from OpenJS, from the OpenJS Foundation. As you know, we have the Open Source Summit Bilbao. Sorry, we have there is no OpenJS World as its standalone event this year, but we are doing two mini conference, both at the Open Source Summit in North America in Vancouver, and at the Open Source Summit in Bilbao in September. As part of those two events, we are also doing a collaborator summit. The call for proposal for Vancouver is gone, the schedule is up, but the one for Bilbao is still open. So if you want to speak there, please please send a proposal. A lot of people did not know this, so and they forgot to apply for the one in Vancouver. So please do that if you are willing to come to an OpenJS Foundation event. I think, is there any other announcements? Sorry for the long announcement list. Okay. And we are planning to do a collaborator summit in Vancouver. So if you are coming to Vancouver, make sure to book your flight on the 9th of summit on the 9th of May. And if you are planning to come, please do. Okay, please come. Planning to the conference, please come to one day earlier. And of course, the event is free. The club summit is free. So okay. I don't have much updates on the CPC and between CPC and board meetings. Things are humming along following this plan with two events and so on and so forth. Things are going well enough. there is, so we can just go into the agenda. I don't know, is anybody else that have anything on the announcements, CPC stuff? I don't think so. Let me know in case. And let's start with the agenda. So we want to talk about the Node.js/Node pool 46608 bump the default high watermark of streams. So I think we had a vote about this. Antoine, how did the vote go?
So the vote PR is still open.
Okay,
but we haven't got any new votes in the last week, so I think have we
got quorum on this?
Yes, there's 19 votes.
19 votes. So yeah, I would just I think we can call it a day. I don't think there is anything else in doing this. Okay, it seems that can you just summarize from the look of it? It seems everybody's okay with this change.
Yeah. So currently there's a 1-1, a few abstentions, and a majority of +1. I said on the PR that the vote window closes in 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Tomorrow it's going to be 2 weeks. So yeah, I think I can wrap it up tomorrow.
Yeah, let's. I would recommend we wrap it up. I really like, if we want to do this change, it's way better to get this change done in Node for V20. Mm-hmm. So otherwise it's going to be delayed. So let's kind of. I think we can. Like I think the discussion, like everybody has voted, almost everybody has voted. So let's keep that going.
It's not possible for the vote to fail now, basically. Isn't there already a majority?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
yeah.
Absolutely.
I think we can call the vote. So it's
just if someone wants to vote, or they stay TSC voting member, I guess would be the only difference now.
Cool, but that's good news.
Okay. Okay. Then we have the next PR is increase default max semi-space to reduce GC overhead in V8, which is issue 42511.
So I can repeat a little bit of background here. So this is a PR or issue almost a year old, opened by Yilu Zhang from Intel, and he did some investigation on performance related to the max semi-space size setting, and he has benchmarked and seen some actually quite interesting improvements, like 17.6% on certain benchmarks, which is quite nice. I think this never went anywhere because of the same concerns as the previous issue with potentially increasing the memory usage of our process. And then it kind of died down. I think I would love to see this again if somebody wants to open a PR, but it seems there hasn't been so much interest from anyone yet. So I would assume that a PR on this issue would lead to another vote, because I think the same people that are against the previous one we discussed will probably be against it as well.
In my experience, increasing this does not lead to, can actually lead to a lower memory consumption. So
that was the same.
This is my personal experience. So
it was the basically same motivation as the previous issue.
This is even it can get even worse to some extent. because increasing the maximize space size allows more data to be allocated, to be cleaned up with the short GC, and less data to be upgraded to be bumped to old space. Now, data in old space can linger there for hours, if not days, because V8, if is not pressure to clean it up, it won't clean it up. So essentially, increasing these can actually lead to quite a significant reduction in old space consumption, at least from my personal tuning on application, especially on systems that are really memory hungry, like, for example, React server-side rendering or things like that. So, like, from my point of view, this is again, it doesn't, like, 60 megabytes seems very low to begin with. Okay, like,
so, I don't think there's so much more for us to do here until there is a PR. So I saw you already removed the agenda label. I'll raise this on the performance group, and I think we're going to have another conversation once or if there is a PR on this topic.
Yeah, absolutely. But this is, look, it's good that we talked about it. So okay, no, let me take the note. No further conversations about this. No PR yet, but just a second. And taking notes. No PR yet. And bumping it. Okay. Cool. Then we have two more issues. One is on the TSC repo, which is update charter to address membership challenges. Pull request 1350. Which I think most of us, this landed, so it should not be on the TSC agenda. Okay. This landed. Nothing to say. Okay. And then we have issue 1343, making the performance team as a working group, which we turned to be creating a strategic initiative, and making Anon Yagith as Anon Rig on GitHub as the champion for it. I think I'm taking the action of having him do the, or I'm taking the action of making this happen. Okay. Okay. Then last but not least, we have the admin issue 763, moving all translation to crowding and retiring all internationalization groups. And Rich put it into the TSC agenda. Does anybody objects for this change? Okay. Please take a look. We do not have full quorum in the meeting, but I would. I'm going to remove the TSC agenda here. Okay. Or does anybody anything to say about this? Okay. Please make yourself your opinion note in the issue. Okay. Okay. So are there any news about our strategic initiatives?
I can say a few words about V8 currency.
Oh yeah, amazing.
So currently there's a pull request open to update to V8 11.2, which is, I think, in beta right now in Chrome. We have a workaround to compile it on ARM64 Windows. So on the compiler side, everything is fine, but there's still an issue with some WebAssembly test, which is hanging sometimes on some platforms. I think it's mainly ARM, but I'm not sure yet. I'm investigating it today. Apart from this, I think it's ready to land. And I'm not sure yet if we will update to the next version before Node 20. I have to look at the schedule.
Okay.
It also depends whether we are ready to land 20.0 with a version of V8, which is still beta or alpha.
It depends really if we can easily upgrade afterwards. So
yeah.
So it's really hard to say. Like if it doesn't break it might be worth to do to ship with that, to be honest, from considering it's an LTS release.
Yeah, I'll check if it's difficult to upgrade, and also if it is, which version of V8 will be supported for the longest time.
Exactly. Okay, so what version should we use for okay, perfect. Is there any other updates?
Yeah, I'd like to share an update on single executables. So Joey has recently sent a proof of concept PR to implement the layout for the resource that would get injected into the single executable. So I've sent the PR link in the chat. I don't know if Joey would like to expand on that.
Sorry. Any suggestions about the layout would be welcome. So I guess we are still at a point of just defining the interface at this point. The next thing, okay, the next thing to be done will be adding snapshot into the blob. But yeah, just so far there's still proof of concept. We're still talking about the layout.
Just to like, it's not 100% clear what is the purpose of this change. Like why we need a layout to begin with. Sorry for the dumb question.
So we're talking about supporting snapshot in the single executable application.
Okay.
And to do that, you need to like, in addition to maybe having a entry point, you also want to have the layout in the blob. So right now, the thing getting injected into the single executable binary is just the JavaScript string. Well, yeah, and the data file. But if you want anything else, and we probably want something else. So, for example, whatever asset that we bundle for VFS, I guess later, you want to have like a layout, a blob with a layout with multiple kinds of resources.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's probably.
Thank you. That was very helpful. Also pre-baked CLI args. Okay. Cool. Pretty amazing. Thank you very much for the clarification. Is there anybody else that wants to report something on the our strategic initiatives? No? Amazing. Okay. There is a link to the just Shenzong said, there is something about Shadow Realm and about the bootstrapping the per realm callback for prepare stack trace callback, essentially, and enable stack trace decoration in Shadow Realm. And it's being worked on at the minute. Is there anything else to note? For the meeting notes, Michael, what's the PR for the V8 11.2?
PR number 46815.
46, just a second. Okay, 46815.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So that we cover this and it's linked. Cool. I think we have covered everything in this meeting. If there is nothing else, I would just recommend we wrap it up and we get half an hour back of our time, which is always not long. So please take some time to review some of those nice PR that are waiting for being landed on our repo. We still haven't got through our the ballooning that happened during the last security release. So please take some time to land some of those. And thank you very much for joining. Please know that there is a public calendar for this meeting. So if you want to, just the first time watching, you can subscribe to that calendar and be notified when we are going to be live. You can also follow. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and you will get a nice notification on YouTube too. So up to you. Thank you, everybody, for watching, and thanks to all my colleagues to be in the meeting. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.